proud of the effort, and told the guys after the team that was, I think, what makes that one feel really good is I thought it was a heck of a team win. So many guys made plays and big plays, and kept battling against a really good, obviously, really good Iowa football team, and it takes everyone, and needed so many guys, and it wasn't perfect, but they kept battling and found a way to win.
Jeff. Paul, I think your offensive linemen and the other guys who block for the running game were not happy with how they performed at Ohio State. How do you think they bounced back today, given the front that they were playing?
Yeah, I mean, it was new going in. It's a heck of a defense we'll be facing, and I thought the guys, I think they played well, and had a good plan for them, but you got to execute it, and obviously JT was big, and I thought, Makia came in and gave us some good runs, and it was fun to, Mason, that was a big 3rd and 1, and to finish that off, but I think it says a lot when at the end of the game you can you get the ball back and you can finish it within your keeping the ball in your own hands, and there's a lot of work that went into that, and it was big. All right,
you did that on purpose. How would you assess Jack's overall play today, including the sideline pick?
Including what? It's all some good, some bad, right? I mean, he made some big plays for us, and then it's every game. There's gonna be a couple you want back, and that was at that point too. That was big, and I thought our defense did a heck of a job, kind of bowing up. I think we gave up a field goal, right? I think at that time there, and. But he did a lot of things that were good, and he was the winning quarterback today. I can hear
you. Transcription services.
Could you just take us through that 4th and 2 sequence and what happened in that stretch early in the first quarter, and you ended up missing a field goal, but.
Oh, where were
you? Timeout, and then you had a penalty, and just tell us what you're thinking of that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're thinking that we got a chance right after Q gets a catch and short, and thought it was a manageable and liked a plan going into it, and took a little bit to get it in, and still felt good with what we saw, and timeout was because of the coming down the clock, not because of a look. And then, jump off sides. Early in the game, we had a couple of those. We've got exactly, I don't know how it turned out, but we got exactly what you want on one. And we have a procedure that was on a 3rd and medium, I believe. And I think that led to the sack fumble. So there were some things early that obviously didn't like. We had a couple of procedure. They called it illegal formation. I saw it different, but where we were unbalanced and covering up the tight end. But some of those things we overcame because those hurt you, and then you get the 4th and 2, don't get it, and line up for the field goal, and we don't make that. That's hard, and a team against a good team, you make it harder.
Can you elaborate on the illegal formation? What you didn't look very happy.
We were
with
going
the second
unbalanced, and so you got a receiver that's covering up an eligible tight end, and on one I know exactly what I saw, and they said that he said that put his arm back, saying that he wanted to be off the ball. I didn't see that, but that's what we were called for.
We all know how motivated JT is. Did you think he was a little extra motivated after what happened at Ohio State when he didn't have a big game?
Right. It's hard for me to speak for him because there's never been a time where I've, his motivation and the way he approaches every day, and and certainly each game. But he comes with a purpose every day, and so I think it'd be wrong for me to say, boy, he was extra. And I'm sure you guys will speak to him. But that's one of the things I've always been impressed with him is it's every day he comes and you're going to get his best, and certainly the competitive. Probably I think it affects maybe all around him as much, if not more, than JT.
Paul, you give up the big play. How proud, impressed, whatever word I guess you want to use to describe the defense, getting back and getting the 2-point stop?
I mean, it's huge in a difficult, the football, it's a game of emotions, right? And you talk about a huge momentum swing, and to be able to bow up, in that, I think it speaks volumes. And, when you look at who makes it, I think Chryst is the first one in, and it was a legit, it's a big quarterback. And then I think EB came in. I think it says a ton because it's a quick swing, right? It goes from, hitting a big play, touchdown, and now you got to get back at it. And I think that's the game in a nutshell, right? The game of football. You got to play the next play. You get to play the next play, and that was huge.
Well, I don't know if you were communicating with Jimmy Leonard during that sequence or what you guys expected, but did that quarterback draw surprise you as you're standing on the sidelines, or did you expect them to throw it in that sequence?
I'm not here to analyze. I've been a part of it, and when they work, they're good plays, and it's. I understand it. I can see it, but I don't know.
Paul, with the way their offensive line played, weren't able to get as much pressure as maybe you guys have been used to this season. Can you assess how the secondary did holding up without maybe the same pressure they've been accustomed to?
Yeah, I mean, certainly there's, we did some good things, and I think they did a good job of getting the ball out, on time and in a rhythm. Early it was a big sack early, getting to them, and so it was. It takes all 11, and neither side of the ball, and special teams wasn't perfect, but made enough plays to win.
Going off that, with the success that your defense had, only 3 completions for Nate Stanley first half, what do you think led to that?
I mean, it's you gotta play, and guys made plays, and it's I don't know, right? I mean, it's a you got to plan, but you got to go out and execute it, and it's I got a lot of respect for Iowa, and to do that against a good offense, it takes everyone. Obviously, it starts with a plan, but the players got to execute it, and I thought they did a large number of times.
You were able to hit Cephas on a couple big hits downfield, and he earned a penalty on another one. It kind of goes without saying, but how much do you think that complemented the running game and opened things up a little bit?
I thought it was really big, especially in that point. If I remember correctly, we'd kind of been backed up and hadn't really flipped the field on them. And in fact, early it seemed like it was, we were kind of losing a little bit of ground, and so the first one was big, flipping the field, and like you said, we had the one that was going in towards the student section with the penalty, and obviously getting them on the other one. It was I thought those were huge plays for us, not just in yards, but needed something to have happened. And you know what, he competes, and Jack gave him a chance, and he means a ton to this offense.